As it turns out, if you can think of it, there is a mod for it. Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands is a game-changing mod which merges Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas into one game. And for those of us who love these games, it's an essential part of playing on the PC. I'm Cohesive Key, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you how we mod Fallout New Vegas to accommodate Fallout 3 as a plugin and merge the games together. The guide I am following is called The Best of Times, which I will link in the video description. I will also link any necessary downloads in order for you to successfully mod the game. The installation is long and a little bit challenging, but it's well worth it when you get it working. So without further ado, let's get started. Now before we start installing anything, we need to prepare an installation folder for Mod Manager 2. It's recommended that you do not install it in your program files as it can cause corruption issues. Now, I've already prepared mine, but for all my gaming stuff, I have a dedicated games folder. And in that, I created a modding folder. And then you want to create another folder inside of that called The Best of Times. Right now it's empty, but we're going to be using it soon enough. Next, we're going to want to do clean installs of both Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3. Now, naturally, I'm going to just skip through this so you don't have to wait for the download process. It's going to take a little bit. Next up, go to the File Explorer window, click on the View tab, and then scroll down to Show, and make sure that the file name extensions selection is checked. This will allow for the file name extensions to show, and it'll be much easier for you to know what you're working with. Another bit of base setup that we need to do is disabling base address randomization. This leads to crashes in modded games, especially in older 32-bit games. So for that, we're first going to go to Windows Security. Going to navigate to App and Browser Control. Go to Exploit Protection Settings. And then you're going to want to scroll down to Force Randomization for images. Just make sure that this is toggled as off. As another part of the base setup, we're going to install Visual C++ redistributable runtimes. I'll link the address in the description. I've already downloaded it here. I'm just going to extract it in my downloads folder. Right-click on this bad file and click Run as Administrator. It takes a little while to install, so I'll just skip ahead. The process window is going to close out once the installation is done, and then we just need to restart the PC. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to want to start up both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas in order to generate the ini files. This is the only time you need to do this. Ultimately, we will not be using these desktop icons to run the Tale of Two Wastelands. When you see the detecting hardware, that means that it's worked. Exit. Do the same thing for Fallout New Vegas. Okay, that's all set. Next thing we're going to do is install Mod Organizer. The download page is linked in the video description, and I already have it downloaded here. Just going to extract it. And then we run the exe for the installer. It doesn't really matter where you install this, but I chose to put it in the modding folder in my games folder, as I showed you before. Once again, I don't like having anything in my programs files other than the essential Microsoft programs. as I found that it leads to crashes. Just click through all this stuff, and once you're about to start the installation, change the name to the best of times. You don't need to check create a desktop shortcut because we're going to create a shortcut at the end of the installation process. Launch the program once it's finished installing. When you get to this window, click on Create a Portable Instance, and then click on Tale of Two Wastelands. Click on the appropriate downloader depending on what you used, Steam, GOG, or Epic. And click Next. When you get to this, click on Remember My Choice, and then click Clear the Read-Only flag. I'm just going to click No for the tutorial. And then click Yes for this. You can click on the X in the downward right-hand corner there in order to clear the log. Click on the settings icon up here, and then go to Nexus. You'll need to connect to Nexus, which you can see I've already done here. Just click on the Connect to Nexus. You'll need to log in with your username and password on the web page in order to connect. All right, closing that out. Next thing we're going to do is set up the Tale of Two Wastelands mod. I already have it downloaded, and I'll link it in the description. Here's the zip file. I just dumped an extra folder to put the exe file in here. Go back to Mod Organizer, click on this folder icon, and go down to Open Mods folder. Here, we're going to create a new folder and call it Tale of Two Wastelands. After you've typed it out, go into the folder and then copy the folder address in your Files Explorer. Extract the Tale of Two Wastelands zip file, and I'm going to extract it to that folder that I showed you earlier, labeled TTW. This is a decent sized file, so it takes a little bit. This is the Tale of Two Wastelands exe file. This is what's going to merge the two games together. Click Run as Administrator. This window should automatically have the folders for Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas put in here automatically, but you may have to put it in manually. In the Tale of Two Wastelands window, paste in the address that we just copied from the File Explorer and click Install. This can take several hours depending on your PC, so I'm just going to skip to the end. You'll see this screen at the end if you've successfully installed Tale of Two Wastelands. Just click Exit. Next thing I'm going to do is navigate to the Tale of Two Wastelands folder that we just did this installation to. If it was done correctly, you'll see all of the Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas assets in here. And to further verify it, if you right-click on the Tale of Two Wastelands folder and go to Properties, it should be 17 gigabytes in size. All right, now we can close all of this stuff out. We're going to open Mod Organizer back up. You can see now that Tale of Two Wastelands is available as a mod. Now we're going to start installing essential mods. I have the first two saved in my downloads folder. New Vegas script extender and the 4 gigabyte patcher. These are essential to make the mod run correctly. First thing we're going to do is just extract this to the downloads folder. It doesn't matter where you extract it to because we're just going to be moving these files. Now that they're both extracted, open up the New Vegas script extender folder, copy or cut all of the contents, and then we're going to paste them into the Fallout New Vegas game folder. All right, all the contents should now be pasted into that folder. And now we're going to go back to the downloads folder and install the 4 GB patcher. And we're going to do that by just opening this up, cutting or copying this, and then also moving that into the Fallout New Vegas Games folder. Now that it's copied in, right-click on it and click Run as Administrator. You'll get a command window telling you that you're successful. You can just click any key to get out of there. Now if you scroll around, you'll know that the patcher was successful if you see this Fallout New Vegas backup exe file. You can exit out of here. We're going to reopen Mod Organizer, right-click and click Create Separator, and we're going to label this as Utilities. Now for the next list of essential plugins, we're going to be following the web page on the Best of Times website. Most of these don't need to be downloaded manually, with a few exceptions. You can click on the Mod Manager download to download them automatically. Now I forgot to download the mod with the asterisk next to it. Make sure that you don't forget. I did have to go back and fix it later. Now all you have to do is go through and click Mod Manager download for each of these essential plugins, and then it will just do it automatically. Keep in mind you do need to have a Nexus account and be logged in order to do these downloads. When this pop-up comes up, check the Always Allow Nexus mods to open links of this type. After it downloads, if you go back to Mod Manager and click on the Downloads tab here, you will see that it's downloaded. All right, now we're just going to go through each of these and do them one by one, and I'll speed this up. All right, now we're going to slow down to real time for a second because you do need to manually download the Stewie's Tweaks Ini file. Click Manual Download. Verify that it made it to your downloads folder. Now back in Mod Manager, we're going to click on the installation button. Then we're just going to navigate to the download folder. Click on the Stewie's Tweaks Ini file and then open it, and there's no need to extract it. Now that that's taken care of, we'll go back to the web page and I'll speed things back up. Okay, now all of the plugins are downloaded. You'll need to install all of them. To do this, you'll just right-click on each of these downloaded files and click Install. Next, we're going to build the custom ini file. Navigate back to Mod Manager. Go up to the icon with the puzzle pieces and click Ini Editor. Now, when you're in here, there will only be two options. The option that we want is not actually in there. Go to the icon that looks like an ID and just select all the options in this window. And then close. Now, if you go back to the Ini editor, you will see the FalloutCustom.ini file, which is what we want. Click on it, it should be blank. Now go back to the web page and click on this block of text and copy and paste it into the ini file and save. Now I'm just going to double check that it's actually there. And it's there, so we're golden. Now go back and make sure each of these plugins is installed, and I'll show you the load order later on in the video. Restart the PC to make sure everything is loading correctly, and we'll be back later. Now that we've restarted, we're going to download one more utility. It's the utilities checker. This will let us know if all of our utilities are installed correctly once we start Tale of Two Wastelands. Scroll down to Utilities Checker and use the Mod Manager download. And there it is, we're all set. All right, this is what Mod Organizer is going to look like once everything is installed correctly, including the Utilities Checker. If you navigate over here and right-click, that's the install button that you have to hit for each of these plugins. Once they're installed, you can manually drag and drop them to arrange them, and it needs to be in the order they were listed in the web page. I suggest you take a moment here to pause the video and look over the load order and make sure it is exactly the same as mine. Otherwise, when you go to launch Tale of Two Wastelands, it will fail to load or crash. Now for the moment of truth, let's run it. All right, the utilities checker is loaded up and is indicating that all of the necessary plugins and utilities are met. Here we are at the title page. It looks like everything has worked. From here, you can start a new game. Keep in mind there are two ways to start a new game. You can either start in the Capital Wasteland or in the Mojave Wasteland. And if you've played it before, you'll recognize the opening screen to Fallout 3 here. All right, so that is it. Tale of Two Wastelands is working, and you are welcome to play it to your heart's content. One last thing that we're going to do is uncheck the utilities checker so that it doesn't keep popping up every time you play the game. And we're also going to create a shortcut to the desktop. That way you don't have to open up Mod Organizer every time you want to play it. Here's the icon for the shortcut right here, and you can just double click on this whenever you want to play the game. I hope this video was helpful to you, and I hope that you enjoy Tale of Two Wastelands as much as I have over the years. If this guide was useful to you, then I would encourage you to please comment and subscribe. For additional modding resources, I will put a link to the Wasteland Survival Guide in the description, which is a list of optimizations and fixes specifically made for Tale of Two Wastelands. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.